so I guess whenever you're ready, we can start. And I can't rustle things myself either, because then you'll hear me.
Perfect.
Okay.
So is it recording?
Hi, my name is Patrick. I am one of the multimedia producers at Bethel. I'm also the one who made this feature. Some of you that may not know is I'm also a videographer. I currently work as an AV tech at the City of Red Wings Channel 6. I film promotional videos, PSAs, department features, and broadcasting meetings. I'm also a freelance videographer who films weddings, bands and other musical performances, promotional videos, as well as other projects and events. That's my background in video production. Now let's show you the making of this historical feature. On Bethel's 135th anniversary, I made a slideshow. The majority of the photos I had were from 2004 and to what was current at the time. The pictures I had available to me were some donations, framed pictures at our church, and anniversary booklets. I planned on doing another slideshow for Bethel's 140th anniversary, but then of course, the pandemic hit, and my priorities changed. This was also when we were upgrading our sanctuary, so I was more focused on helping with that, and other things at church, as well as my personal life. I decided it would be better to spend more time to make a bigger feature the following year, and have the 140th anniversary dedicated to the reopening of the church. At the start of 2021, work finally began. The church graciously gave me access to the items in our vault. There were bins and boxes of newspapers, photographs, documents, cassettes, and other items. I brought everything to my house to scan. As you can see, it took up a lot of room in my basement. Looked like a mad scientist lab. I'm going to highlight a few things I found in the vault. One is a scrapbook of pictures from the 1958 fire, and the rebuilding of our church in 1959. More things I found were translated minutes from the church's first meeting in 1878, the story of church founder Per Johnson, and a videotape of an outdoor theatrical production of the birth of Christ. I remember attending the event, so it was pretty cool to find history that I was present for. One of the things that took the longest in production was digitizing all the items, and organizing modern pictures and videos I already had on multiple hard drives. The VHS and audio cassette transfers were all in real time, so I had them transferring through multiple computers to improve productivity. Editing the pictures and newspaper articles in Photoshop also took a lot of time, as some items needed remastering. After that process, I went on to research information for the script. The biggest challenge was finding more details on certain parts of history of our church. I did talk to some people that told me stories, but anything before the 1950s weren't common. Thankfully, the newspaper articles, notes on back of the pictures, old annual reports, and our history booklets helped fill in a bunch of gaps in the story. After getting all the info I needed, I went on to write a rough draft. Writing isn't my strongest skill, especially when it comes to scripts, but I can manage putting something together. It was difficult figuring out what to add to the video and what to cut. Certain segments I shortened or left out. One thing I really wanted to include was a spotlight on missionaries we had over the years. I wrote the whole segment and came close to including it, but for the sake of time, I cut that part out. Maybe someday, I'll make a video honoring them. After writing the rough draft, I sent to the Pastor Todd, who thankfully helped me with what needed revision. He even helped out by writing a couple segments of the video, and was willing to appear on camera. When Pastor Dave became, they call it installed. I always found that weird word. I never put in the script.
Yeah.
But a lot of words were installed, and I thought it'd be funny to just have a disc or a floppy disk with the pastor's head on it. We're installing pastor.
That's technically they did that for me too.
That's how the Skynet, I think that's how Skynet's gonna have you guys now.
It gets installed.
Yeah.
The last you can, Bethel 2060, it'll be like, Skynet installed our last pastor.
The next phase was video editing. The software I used was Adobe Premiere. I edited the clips and photos to a voiceover of me reading the script. The next step was to replace most of my voiceover with someone else. I already did voiceovers of quotes of former pastors, and I was not in favor of hearing my own voice narrating the whole video. Thankfully, Tom Hughes offered to be the narrator. Tom worked at K-Wing and Red Wing for about 30 years. Then he worked with me at Channel 6, broadcasting, filming, and interviewing people at the city. He was definitely my first choice to have on board, and the right voice for the feature.
As you can see, so much has changed in our 141-year history, but our mission has stayed the same. Love God, love others, and make disciples. And make chocolate fudge. There you go. Happy birthday.
After I filmed Pastor Todd's segment and recorded Tom Hughes' narration at church, I went back home to finish editing the video. It was really difficult to find time every week to make this feature due to work, youth group, freelancing, and some vacations I took during the summer. I logged in over 200 hours during this project. Everything from organizing items to the final edit. This is the most hours I ever worked on the project. I premiered the video at church on October of 2021. I was amazed with how well received it was by the congregation. Had a few longtime members tell me they enjoyed seeing old pictures of them and their families. The one comment that stood out to me was the feature didn't feel like it was 20 minutes, as it wasn't boring. It kept a good pace and was engaging. Probably more engaging than this video, am I right? To give myself some criticism, certain pictures and videos could have been touched up better, though I can only do so much as some media degraded over time. Overall, the historical feature went better than I hoped for. Every October, I show the video at church. I believe it's important to preserve and share history so people can see how far we came and see how timeless God's faithfulness is to us. I have thousands of items scanned, and I'm still finding more things to add to the collection. My work preserving history continues. I do have plans to make shorter videos on our history in the near future. I also hope to write a book about Bethel's history. For now, I'm glad I got the history of Bethel Covenant Church on DVD and YouTube. Thanks for watching this video, and have a great day.